Welcome to episode 1292 of Hard Factor. It is Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast right here. Please follow, subscribe, like, and set to auto download while you're at it. Thank you. Today, Wes has shit going down in a small town and much more in your cup of coffee in the big time.
Yeah, we got some protests. We got some gay birds.
Whoa, Jason Aldean is upset, huh?
Gay birds
showing up in places they shouldn't be, which is causing quite a stir. So, yeah, good coffee.
Okay, can't wait. Mark's got a literal river of wine to tell us about on deck.
Gay birds, would you call that a swallow? Come on. Yeah, I got a literal river of wine. Yeah.
Gay birds would love it.
You know? Yeah, they would. I mean, everyone would love it. Everyone would be merry in the streets.
It's a big uniter. Yeah. Gay birds, especially though. They're gonna. Yeah,
that's right.
And I've got another trip back to Space Mountain to bat us home today. Don't forget, follow. I mean, it's called subscribe on youtube.com/hardfactornews. We only need about 800 to 900 to make me bleach my mustache. So
it's not bad.
That's pretty.
I know there's at least 800 to 900 listeners every day that haven't subscribed.
Low effort, right? Yes. Just hop on over there, press that subscribe button, and
if you're sick of hearing Will talk about his mustache, get in there and subscribe.
Mustache.
End this madness.
Exactly, dude. I've even been reducing it. I don't. I'm trying to get it done.
Yeah.
Meet me in the middle.
For the love of fucking God, please subscribe.
Go to YouTube and subscribe. What the hell is so hard about that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Also, store.hardfactor.com for incredible merch to support the pod in the wild. And that's okay. Anything else? What's going on with you guys? Yeah.
Oh, I'm just chilling, man. Just chilling. Had a good day. How about you guys?
Yeah, I mean,
chilling.
Pretty chill over here.
I was supposed to get my house cleaned today, and then the maid lady who's in charge of all the minion maids texted me and was like, so and so, Rosita, her car got towed, so she can't come. And I was like, well, fuck. So I usually get my house clean. Like today's the first day I have my son for 2 weeks straight, so I like to get the house clean for him, ready to go.
Yeah.
So guess what I did today?
You're breaking your back.
You clean your own house.
Clean my own fucking house, like
an
idiot, an idiot.
Oh, what happened her when you?
Oh, I had to do that, Wes. I had to do that surprise cleanup this morning because I had a house powwow with some teachers, so I had to do the old 6 a.m. vacuum. I feel you.
I've never had a maid. That cleanup session to get from one house to the other this summer was backbreaking work. Like weeks of putting off cleaning in a house for 9 years. That was tough. We were also talking before the show about potentially changing the time of the lives because now we're competing with the NFL. And I was just thinking, I would not want to see. We also have to have a policy
1 hour earlier during football.
Maybe 1 hour, but whatever we decide, we have to have a policy where Pat's not allowed to text us about football games on nights he's off. If he starts texting about the Bills-Jets game during this broadcast, I'm going to lose my mind.
Oh, are you TiVoing it?
No, but I have a lot of fantasy riding on it. Just would chat my ass a little bit.
Yeah, I got you. It's the principle of it. No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll let you know probably tomorrow what we decide.
Yeah, we get that.
So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. You weigh in. That could be the poll today. Who knows?
Yeah. Do you want us to go an hour earlier or 3 hours later?
Not going to be that.
Yeah. Not going to be the 3 hours later. A lot of us have newborns and whatnot.
Right,
so
right. So all right.
Anyway, we'll let you know. Let's do the coffee. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
Cup of coffee in the big time. Joke of the day is that after yesterday's win at the U.S. Open for his 24th Grand Slam title, Novak Djokovic, who was banned from playing the Joker, he was banned, the GOAT Joker. Mm-hmm. He was banned from playing in several high-profile tennis matches for refusing to get vaccinated against the coronavirus. Remember Australian Open?
Yeah, one of them was US, I think.
Yeah, one of them was US. Yeah. Last year's US Open for not getting a shot. Well, in a hilarious twist of fate, he was awarded the Moderna shot of the day after the match. which I'm sure
No,
really
that's
chapped
funny.
their asses. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
How did the network allow that to happen?
That's amazing.
I have no idea. I was gonna play it for you, but like it's just a simple shot that like helped them
Right.
win.
Sponsored by Moderna.
Sponsored by Moderna. Yeah.
Was that Moderna trolling Djokovic, or
No.
was that the network trolling Moderna?
I think it was
Which one?
Moderna laying down on the railroad tracks and
Wow.
just saying fuck it.
I
You
think
gotta
it was
get
Moderna just
crazy.
sponsoring the U.S. Open, right?
Yeah,
And then
it was Moderna sponsoring the US
That's
Open
crazy.
and having to give the shot of the match to the
Yeah.
winner.
Dude, some producer really he enjoyed that one,
Yeah.
cutting that up.
Oh yeah.
Wow. It was awesome. So
That's incredible.
congratulations once again to Novak for really sticking it to Moderna.
They're literally hoisted on their own petard right there. Like,
Yeah, that's a bad one for Moderna.
woo, Moderna.
He's just slamming the ball as a sponsored by Moderna.
I think they'll be able to sleep or get over it on their billions and billions and billions of dollars though. They'll
Oh,
be
for
fine.
sure.
They'll be fine.
I mean, they're all making money. The
They'll be fine.
Joker, Moderna, everybody.
Even Djokovic can laugh about that one. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just funny. Come
It
on.
was a historic US
That's-
Open, you know.
That's good for everyone. That's good
Yeah.
old fun. Yeah.
That is fun.
Yeah.
Couple updates before we get into the main stories. That fugitive, the PA fugitive, still on the loose 12 days ago.
Yeah.
He
Who
shimmied up the wall. Yeah.
shimmied up the wall, and he wasn't
That
the
was
first
an
person to do
impressive
this. Someone did it 6 months ago, but got caught right away. So maybe
Well, they fired the guard, right? That was watching around.
They
that
fired
area.
the guard that
They
was
need
in
to
the
move the wall.
watchtower for not
they need to
reporting
not
it.
have two walls body length width
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah, that's a
Usually
good
have cages at the top of
Yeah,
these places
like-
too.
Right.
Yeah. They need to treat them like hamsters with like a rock on top.
You'd
You know?
think after the first guy did this, they would have solved it, but now a murderer did it, and he's on the run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But he's changed his look. He's still on the run. Here's his new look. I guess it was caught on a ring cam or something like that. He shaved his.
Is that
shaved-
Modelo's?
I think it is Modelo. I couldn't see.
Yes, I think
Is
so.
it sure. Modelo? Yeah. Anyway, it looks like he's having an okay time on the run. Being a
Hoodie,
two-time
ball cap,
murderer. Yeah.
Modelo's, and he shaved everything, as Wes said. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is tough because if you put that back up on the left, he looks like he's like 20 years old, and on the right, he looks like he's 40 years old. That's a
Yeah.
tough one.
Yeah, he could easily blend into a
Yes.
kid crowd, like a young adult crowd. So remember I said yesterday that they had cornered him to a 1 square mile patch in this botanical garden where he had been seen multiple days. Well, he slipped that, and now they have no fucking idea where he is. The police said
They had him
it
in a
was-
1 square mile patch, and he got out.
That's what they thought. They might have had nothing. That they were convinced he was in the 1 square mile patch in this botanical garden. He slipped that. They haven't seen
Damn.
any sightings since Saturday. He I guess he stole a van. He ditched that in East Nantmeal Township, 20 miles away. And no sightings since
Modelo.
Saturday. They've upped the reward to $25,000 for anyone who leads to his capture, which is still a little low if you ask
Chump
me,
change for a murderer. Yeah.
for a two-time
For a
murderer
national
who's
story, yeah, it's
desperate.
pretty-
Yeah, pretty
Should
low.
be closer to a $500,000 there.
Yeah.
250,000.
Well, they're worried about that government shutdown soon, so they can't. You
Yeah.
can't spend everything right now.
Yeah. So
Maybe Moderna could sponsor his arrest.
They could probably bail a lot of
Yeah,
this
they
out.
could,
Yeah, I
yeah.
doubt it. But
I
they
mean,
will.
anyone who needs some good press can offer a huge reward, and when this guy's caught, it is instant good press. You're absolutely
It's
right.
true. You're like, I caught him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we caught him. Yeah, Coca-Cola caught him. Anyone.
Coca-Cola caught him.
Anyone.
That's so smart. They should
I mean,
do it.
that's a good idea for businesses to just put up rewards catching these.
No
big
Bud Light
shit.
to do that to rebound. Bud
Yeah.
Light just has like a Bud Light
Bud
police
Light-
force.
Bud Light should be catching every criminal out there right
With
now.
Bud Light's luck, he would just commit another murder, and then their
Yeah.
name would be attached to it.
Yeah, exactly.
The way they're going, like
Dangerous game for
Bud
them.
Light needs to have sure things at this point. They can't be.
No risks.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they're playing it
No
pretty
more
safe.
risks.
Right.
So hopefully they catch this piece of shit before he strikes again. Next update. Remember the doctor who retired, was having the time of his life with coke and ketamine, guns, and whores on his yacht off Nantucket.
Scared hordes.
Yes.
Scared hordes.
Whoa, that's him
Yeah.
in court.
That's him in
Oh,
court.
shit.
Yeah. So the Coast Guard.
Are they letting him drink in jail? How does he look like?
Yes, definitely.
I know he's got like a fisherman shirt on. He's
It looks like he
hammered.
just came off a boat. Yeah,
Yeah.
a boating trip.
He's got a surfboard on his shirt.
Yeah, he's wearing a fisherman shirt and he's sunburnt.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
It's gonna take a while for all the whores in the sun to wear off.
Yeah.
He's got an 8-month hangover going on.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the locals had a little chuckle over the weekend after the U.S. Coast Guard responded to reports of a possible fire Sunday on his yacht belonging to this doctor. And the fishermen in the area were all patched into the radio, and they heard this report. And one fisherman who heard the report of the fire on the radio thought it was hilarious, and he has some hilarious quotes. Quote, "We just heard it on the radio. We started laughing about it. We were like, oh, he's burning the evidence. We were like, oh, he's getting in trouble, so he's burning the evidence. We're going to come back, and he's going to have blown up the boat in the harbor. It's going to be a nightmare." And luckily, it wasn't a fire. It was just some smoke coming from the exhaust. Maybe they were moving it to further inspect it. Dr. Burke did have his day in court. He, as you saw, he was in handcuffs, not looking as happy while he was doing coke and fucking whores on his yacht. I might add. Yeah. Not
Look
as
at
happy.
me now, Your Honor. A week
He
ago,
wishes he was back there, clearly.
a week ago was the opposite of this.
Right.
Yeah.
He took a
I was
180.
living the salt life, Your Honor. Says
Salt life is right.
Salt life.
Salt life, yeah. So he the former spine doctor, married father of two, he posted bail the next day, $200,000. So he's out. He pleaded not guilty. And one fisherman called Burke. He said he's a freaking weirdo. But he was peaceful and low key before the arrest. And the fisherman also gave the New York Post one of my favorite quotes of all time, saying he looks like most of the millionaires around here. They look like they've been eating in restaurants for the last 30 years. A lot of booze, a lot of salt, a lot of cream. So
Yeah.
Talking about how he looked in court.
yeah.
I mean,
A lot of
but he
booze, a lot of
looked
salt, a lot of cream as a t-shirt.
He looked like if you gave him just one beer, he'd be the happiest man on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like if
He
he's
looks
just
like that.
walking the yacht.
You walk into a bar, a beach bar in a beach town, and he's there, and you're like, okay, this guy owns the place.
Right.
Clearly. He looks like the owner of any beach bar in any beach town.
Right. The shitty owner of every bar rescue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just giving away all the booze, and his
Right.
business is in trouble.
I don't know why it's
Yeah, look
not
at
going well.
customers.
And he's
Yeah.
just covered in sores.
Yeah.
Doing coke in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And the women are the women are complaining about him.
Oh, he's ignored every request a waiter or general manager's
Yeah.
given him for 15 to 20 years.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That costs money, though. You know?
Exactly right. Well, I can't give all my friends free booze if I give you that.
Exactly.
So yeah, we'll keep you posted on what happens to him. He's got like weapons trafficking charges. So apparently there might have been more guns on that boat than we thought.
I bet he'd
moving
do
on.
it again if you were like another 48-hour stint on the bus with cocaine and ketamine and whores, or 6 months in jail. No, he'd do it again.
Oh, can I go back in time, Your Honor?
Yeah, I'll do it again.
Yeah. I mean, he's up there. I mean, he's free. He might
You
be
just
doing it
lock
right now.
me in a time loop instead of putting me in jail. I'll just live the last 2 months over again. Forever.
Forever.
I'll never bother anybody again.
Yeah.
I mean, he's at home with his wife,
Couple scared whores, you know?
explaining to her about the whores and the guns right now.
Yeah.
He's worse than jail right now. He should have just stayed there.
Right.
So let's move on. Lots of bad press for Biden lately. I don't know if you guys have been following with the Gold Star families, mainly those who lost family members at the airport in Kabul during the last days of withdrawal from Afghanistan when that suicide bomber killed 13 Marines. So those 13 families have been basically just shitting on Biden for not holding anyone accountable, for basically ignoring them, treating them like shit. They're being avoided, and they say that this whole thing could have been avoided. It was just a fiasco, as we all saw on TV. It was a fucking shit show, a fiasco, right?
Yeah. On top of the families, there was the testimony from the guy who ended up, like, I guess becoming an amputee, right? And then he was talking about all of the horrible shit that went down and how poorly managed it was as well. Lots of bad press on it. Yeah,
lots of bad press.
Yeah, right.
And now a new book is alleging that the shit show we all watched was literally a shit show for Marines on the ground who are still grieving their lost comrades. A book titled Kabul: The Untold Story of Biden's Fiasco and the American Warriors Who Fought to the End. Here's this. It's by Jerry Dunleavy and James Hassan, and they interviewed many Marines who were on the ground, and many Marines told them through their research in the book that before Marines could leave Kabul, they had to make sure the airport was in pristine condition to hand over to the fucking Taliban. You know, the guys who were hiding Osama bin Laden, the Taliban. And
shine my shoes before you leave, type thing.
Yeah, it's like they had to clean up like there was an Airbnb. Right. And one of the jobs the Marines had to complete before leaving this hellhole was picking up human shit.
From where? The airport?
From the airport. So 120,000 Afghans had camped there for the week, and they were shitting in trash cans, bags, clothes, other just terrible things.
You gotta just leave that shit for the Taliban.
No, the Marines were forced to scoop it up before they could go home and hug their loved ones.
The parents complained about that one, and when they did the California testimony, it's really bad. And the guy's name is Tyler Vargas Andrews. If you want to see somebody who was on the ground who testified before Congress about how horrible it was.
Oh yeah, it's all coming out.
It's bad.
It's all coming out. It's all real. It was a shit show. And now this on top of it, where the Marines were just, again, made to clean up Afghans' human shit before they could leave. So the one Marine said it was degrading and ridiculous. We took a lot of casualties. We put a lot of effort in that last mission. And to close it out that way was wrong. Morale was really down at that point, and it was extremely it was an extremely pointless effort. So, yeah. Biden the hits keep coming for that particular operation of leaving Afghanistan for the Biden administration. And that's pretty fucked up. They should just let those boys go home. Boys and girls, guys and girls.
Yeah, it was mismanaged. No matter how you look at it, it was mismanaged.
I think the hardest part, obviously the shoveling. I think the hardest part was like the timing. They needed to try to get people out that helped them. Like the people, the Afghan citizens that helped them, that were going to get murdered by the Taliban.
Nobody got left. They were falling off a plane,
which also didn't even really happen. Exactly, that was part of the shit show too. But like to just say that they should have all just left at once, it's tough because there were so many people they needed to try to help.
Well, Biden moved back the date to September 11th arbitrarily after it had already been agreed to be June, and then basically between June and September 11th. He just didn't pay attention, and all that stuff happened.
Very well.
They could have done it little by little over time too.
Absolutely,
like a grand event.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not supporting the operation whatsoever. But I'm saying it's a little more challenging than just like leaving.
I think any one of us could have probably handled it better than the way they handled.
Well, I mean,
it seemed to be handled like a political.
I still wish
football.
I was the COVID czar. Mistakes have been made.
It was tough. Very tough. Very tough.
Sorry for the loss of those Marines.
RIP. Listener Max Soviak was
he's tattooed on
Max on the tattoo. The Navy corpsman there, and then all the Marines, and I think there was an Army Ranger as well. Horrible. Very horrible.
Kind of a pointless war. The whole thing.
No, it wasn't very good.
20 years.
Guys, you know that song that you sometimes secretly listen to in your car when nobody's around? It's called Try That in a Small Town by Jason Aldean.
No, not me.
No?
I haven't done that one yet.
Will? Maybe once or twice?
No, Wes. I know you love the song, but I have not cranked it up on my own outside of.
I listened to it after we did it, like just to see if I could hear any more racist stuff. But I haven't listened to it since, honestly.
It is picking up steam though, as like the catchphrase. Like our boy Grady Judd said, "Try that in a small town" on a press conference this weekend. It's like the new catchphrase.
It's a dog whistle.
Try that around here.
Try that. They won't come here and try that. Well, not everybody loves that song as much as others, as you can imagine. It stirred up some emotions, and one such group was with stirred up emotions decided to confront Jason Aldean head on. And by head on, I mean in the parking lot of his concert in Chicago on Saturday. And I know what you're thinking.
Outside the stadium, and it's in the parking lot. I know what you're thinking. What the fuck is Jason Aldean doing in Chicago? There's a lot of black people there. That's a city, Wes. What's a country boy doing in a city?
Well, as you can see, Will, the Credit Union 1 Amphitheater in Tinley Park is just far enough outside Chicago that if Jason needed to make a run for it south, he could.
He's close. He's getting close to small towns there.
You see all that green there? He's
That's
close to the woods. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's close. So he wasn't going to do it in downtown Chicago. You can bet your ass that.
Do you think it's in his rider? Like, I need at least 5 fields
Yes.
in a 1 mile radius, just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case we got to take it to the field.
Yeah.
Small town style.
Just go party there afterwards too.
Right. Party or for an impromptu battle, guerrilla warfare.
Fight, flight, and
whatever
party.
he needs.
Yeah.
I need my fields.
Anyway, back to the protesters. A group of around 20 incels from the Revolution Club Chicago sect. This is a nationwide club. It's the Revolution. Welcome to the Revolution. It's the Revolution Communist Party USA. Right. So 20 of them gathered outside, and you know
are they like Satanists, like tongue in cheek?
Probably no. I think it's actual communists, but they just
they're like they're kind of like Antifa.
Antifa Light, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not so light. I mean, they didn't cause as much damage this time as Antifa.
Well, they're not looting. They're what are they doing, Liz? Like,
well, they're burning American flags for one. And you know, a little bit more about this nationwide club of lazy incels from their website.
On 9/11, they're burning flags.
That's tough.
This was on Saturday, right before 9/11.
Okay.
Still within a few days.
It's the weekend. Yeah.
Right. 9/11 weekend. So here's a picture. Here's the picture from their website of the communists.
I recognize one of those guys.
Damn.
You recognize one of those guys?
Yeah, it was in Chicago too.
Yeah, it was in Chicago.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. He's got thick thighs.
That's the body type.
It's the body type. I couldn't resist the body type.
That is intimidating. We're gonna have to see what Pat says about that.
Yeah. They basically say that the Revolutionary Communist Party U.S. has taken on the responsibility to lead the revolution in the U.S., the belly of the imperialistic beast, and as the principle to share of the world revolution and the ultimate aim of communism. And it's built on the takes of its foundation of the new synthesis of communism that has been brought forward through the body of work and method approach of their leader, Bob Avakian. And here's
Comrade
Bob Avakian.
Pat. Oh, damn it.
Here's Bob Avakian.
I was hoping it was Comrade
anyway. They're a bunch of crazy communists who feel like that you know, we need a revolution and that communism is the answer. And they were protesting, burning flags. Here's some video from, and they had some interesting chants as well. Ooh. Can you hear it?
Very poor music.
We did it in a small town.
1, 2, 3, 4. All our sex is with horse.
5, 6, 7, 8. America was never great.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
That's what they were doing. As you heard,
never ever, like, not even like, they don't even think like before the atom bomb during World War II. That wasn't. I thought that has greatness. I thought like
America was never great. Well, according to these losers. Luckily, the cops did drive them out before any any violence could occur. But this is probably something that's going to be happening at most Jason Aldean concerts from here on out.
Oh yeah, forever, forever.
So just get used to this at the Jason Aldean concert. It's so
dumb all around. That'd be fun to just go and just kind of tailgate and watch that type of stuff, like the protesters versus the Aldean fans, like just kind of yelling at each other. No, fuck you. No, fuck you.
I was saying, like, is it super PACs that make it so many protests these days? They like these people like get flown out to places, they get funding to like get people to organize and door knock and shit. Is it political donation money why the reason there's so many protests, or how? It just seems like, what do these protesters do, and how is there so many of them, and why is it like, it just seems like it's much more organized than just a bunch of like loose shit happening.
I don't know. I mean, it's I guess on the weekend it's just people with nothing better to do. During the week, I don't know. I mean, they just don't have jobs or nothing to do at all.
You'd have to fucking pay me to do that, and a lot, honestly.
Yeah. So
live sports score updated 0-0 Jets and Bills, but more importantly, as Internet Commodore Josh pointed out, Black Ops, Aaron Rodgers is in a tent right now.
Ooh.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm sorry.
Season might be over before it started.
They should just give him some shrooms though. If they just dose him with some shrooms in the tent, I think that could repair his brain because he's done a lot of his leg.
His leg.
What kind of hallucinogens fix the leg? Do you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
I've heard that marijuana edibles can help your bones heal quicker if you take them while you have a broken bone.
He's going to take a lot of them, I think.
Well, he does, and so he might heal very quick.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, we'll see. That would be funny if his season was over, though. That would be amazing.
Mark
I was all in on him. I did a 180 on the guy after hating him for so long. I drafted him in a lot of leagues and was saying he seems like a nice guy because of Hard Knocks. Now I'm a little upset.
Yeah,
I'm a little upset now.
Injuries humanize you too. Unfortunately,
crazy how life is. A year ago, I would have laughed at this, and now I'm a little bit taken aback.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah.
Injuries are tough for everybody.
Poor Aaron Rodgers.
I don't wish him on the worst.
Jets fans are. New York media is not going to be real happy with that guy if he's out for the year.
No,
he should just move to a small town if he's out for the year.
I mean, he'll retire, won't he, if he's out for the year?
Yeah, just get out of New York. But,
that is tough.
Yeah.
Oh, and plus he'll be back. He's going to take so many edibles. His leg will just fix itself because he's not going to let himself sit out the whole season because Brett Favre, he has to score some Jets touchdowns.
Novak Djokovic is on the phone with him right now. They got a cell phone. Djokovic is talking to him.
Yeah.
The anti-vax buds in the tent. He's like, look, I just won 24 at 36. You're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You're going to get the Pfizer touchdown of the week. Trust me.
Yeah. That's right.
Throw of the
real
day.
soon. Yeah.
All right, let's get into the top story of the day.
The cream of the crop!
Guys, yesterday we discussed the allegations of a queer coding that Jason Momoa is facing after his performance in the new Fast and Furious movie. But, it's not just humans that partake in queer coding. The animal kingdom and God also take part in queer coding, as is the case in the very obviously gay, but not said to be gay, Flamingo. Have you ever seen a gayer bird in your life? I have.
The colors. It's a fuchsia.
Look at that.
Scientists will tell you it's because they eat shrimp predominantly, and that's what turns them pink. You saying it's not that?
Shrimp cocktail.
Listen, I don't know how they keep reproducing, but this looks like a group of flamingos on their way to a gay bar if I've ever seen it. You know what I mean?
Is it all men? Are flamingos all men? I've always wondered that.
They have to be, right? I don't know if any females.
It's like if the movie The Birdcage was an animal.
Maybe there's an expert that can tell us if they're all men or not. I assume they're the only gay bird species in the world, and they just immaculately are conceived. I don't know.
Well, there's females. They look similar.
All right.
Okay. Well,
hard to tell on first inspection.
Well, listen, these gay birds are apparently freaking out local homophobes in places like Kentucky, Texas, and North Carolina, places where these gay birds never go for fear of being discriminated against. But because of the high winds from Idalia, the winds had other places, and they have forced these gay birds through the wind to integrate into states where many residents are not ready for gay humans or gay birds, and they are causing quite a stir with the locals. Here's a local news story from North Carolina to tell you exactly what's going on.
Okay.
Of flamingo sightings in the wavy newsroom, and more people are flocking to catch that rare glimpse of these birds this far north.
Researchers believe they came in with the strong winds from Hurricane Idalia and dispersed all over the country.
Normally when people stop in here at the visitor center, they ask what kind of wildlife and birds they'll typically see here on Pea Island. But today the big question is, where are the flamingos?
I just came down here to keep an eye on them, make sure they ain't turning all the other birds gay like they are.
Oh my God, look how gay they all are. Just as I suspected, they're out there fucking all over our beaches.
Well, I'd like them to get the hell out of here.
One couple even drove 4 hours this morning from Chapel Hill to catch a rare glimpse so close to home.
Quite frankly, I'm scared to death. I'm scared to death.
The Pea Island Visitor Center is buzzing.
Yes, I'd say the most asked question from all visitors flocking here is, can I hunt flamingos? And the answer is absolutely, you cannot hunt flamingos. They're not hurting you. They're not hurting the other birds. They're not going to turn the other birds gay. That's crazy. So just leave them alone, and eventually they will go back to where they're from. Thank you.
Okay. Everyone says these birds ain't gay. I get it. But why the hell are they standing on one leg and all pink then? That's gay. Yep. There he is. There he goes. He's fucking his buddy.
Researchers say hopefully the flamingos will make their way back south soon. But for now, it's a rare sight to see here on Pea Island. For more information on the flamingo sightings, just head to wavy.com.
Damn. Shit.
Yeah. So
I
there
mean,
you
it's
have
a
it.
serious concern. Like,
Yeah.
imagine a flamingo trying to get into like a southern bar. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to take kindly to that kind of peacocking going on.
I think when he said they're going to make their way home, he meant to say they're going to prance their way back home.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to.
They're going to dance. They're going to dance home.
Right. Yeah.
It's a good thing they're keeping tabs on them because
I love flamingos. My dad has a weird thing for pink flamingos. If my mom, didn't exist, he'd have them like in his yard.
the yard flamingos. I love yard flamingos.
Yeah,
but I always
He
wonder
loves
when
pink flamingos.
I always wonder when I see yard flamingos. Like, I wonder if you put those out, people are going to think you're a swinger for sure, right? Like,
Yeah, it's certainly got a weird vibe to it.
Yeah,
it
like,
does.
They're going to think that you're inviting something that only flamingo people know.
If you're the only guy in your neighborhood that's pink flamingos in your front yard, people are going to think you're weird.
I like them though.
You better at least be approachable, which I don't think my dad's super social.
Yeah.
He's nice though.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
nobody. He's not.
He's hilarious, he's a great guy, but he doesn't want to talk to strangers, which is what flamingos in the yard kind of entertains, right?
Yes, absolutely. You're going to need to be pretty talkative with the yard flamingos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll keep you posted, but it's freaking people out, but I think it's kind of cool that some people that actually enjoy the flamingos are getting a glimpse of them because they're in these places where they normally aren't because of the Idalia.
Do they ever come to North America, or is this like the first time ever? Or is it?
No, I don't know if they aren't they in Florida?
There's some in South America. There are flamingos in Florida. My bad.
Yes,
my bad.
And in Vegas, a couple of the hotels have like flamingo things in Vegas.
Right. But those are like
imported
flown in, right? Probably.
Of course, they're imported in, but they're like a bunch of them. You can go see them and hang out with
But
them.
there's like some natural flamingo spots in America, right?
Probably Florida.
Yeah. Anyway, and hey, if you're out there searching for flamingos out in the beach, there's a short that nothing.
Don't
goes
let them
better.
turn you. Well, I mean, unless you want to try it with a flamingo.
I mean, I don't think. I think I wouldn't bring your parrot around a flamingo. You know what I'm saying. You never know how it's going to rub off. There's nothing wrong with that.
You think parrots are straight?
It's straighter than flamingos.
Parrots like repeat what you say in like a high pitched voice.
I don't know.
And they're like multicolored. They're like a rainbow. They're like a literal rainbow. I would say parrots are the gayest bird possible.
Maybe they're
it's hard to say.
The twinks of the bird.
What?
I think parrots got flamingos beaten.
I don't think they've got flamingos beaten spades.
I'm really gay.
Yeah. No.
What about like a
cockatiel?
Hold on.
This is the gayest bird in the world.
Hold on, man. Multicolored parrots.
Listen, none of them are gay.
Okay, wow, look at this. Although rarely addressed in this is from the Oxford Academic, although rarely addressed in the literature, sexual interactions between individuals of same sex occur in birds, with over 130 avian species worldwide being documented as engaging in same-sex or homosexual behaviors. This is from
birds?
a 1999 Italian scientist.
130 species.
All birds?
All the species of flamingo.
I mean, it's like pretty much it's got to be at least all the flamingos.
Dude, but birds are like rabbits, right? They just fuck, right? They fuck all the time.
Yeah,
all the time. They get tired from flight.
Ducks. Have you ever seen how horny a duck is?
Oh God, they do dances. A lot of like birds do dances.
A lot of the species is easy to tell.
Some
males
birds
from
only
females.
exist to sing songs to like, I want to bang. Like,
Oh, yeah, the birds of paradise.
like the
Those are
whole,
awesome.
their entire life is like mating
Yeah.
calls.
Yeah, pretty much what birds do. Yeah,
Birds fuck.
birds fuck. But hey, if you're out there, on the beach and looking at the gay flamingos, might as well do it in a pair of bird dogs. BIRDDOGS.com/hnews. Go there, order a pair of shorts, get a free water bottle on us. It's a gift. You're welcome. And as appreciation for us giving you the show every day, you can show us appreciation by using that code, BIRDDOGS.com/hnews. And get yourself not only a great pair of shorts, but a water bottle. And, you're helping everyone out. So thank you.
Oh, yeah. The water bottle's amazing. I'm going to go grab it when Mark gets going here.
There you go.
All right. What do homeless people pray for every day?
The lottery.
Oh,
Okay.
To win the lottery.
Drugs.
Yeah. Okay.
Free drugs.
Yes. All those things. Yes. Okay. And I would have accepted a home as well.
Oh, right.
Right. A home.
Yeah. Right. You're right. A home, a steady job.
Right. But we all know
their wife back.
But we all know that you guys are right. They pray for drugs and lottery winnings, not like something like that's a long-term fix, like a quick fix. And more importantly, there's one drug I think they pray for, and that's never-ending booze, which is what happened in São Lourenço do Bairro in Portugal. Totally nailed that pronunciation. 2.2 million liters of red wine spilled and flooded the streets in Portugal, guys. 2.2 million. Yeah,
that's a lot. Like,
here. Yeah.
How is that, like an entire factory of wine, basically?
So they described it. It's also 600,000 gallons. They described it as essentially an Olympic swimming pool's worth of wine.
Are they doing the shit they're doing over there in France, where they're emptying barrels of wine?
Notice the coloration, like that's because it's like waves.
Damn.
Yeah, no, that's a wave of red wine coming down the street. It's amazing.
I'll play you a video in a second.
Why'd they do it right there?
It looks beautiful.
Oh, it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't like a protest.
I thought it was like France where they were doing it on purpose.
You got to just jump in and start drinking it. Just hop in with like a tube and a straw. And just,
that's what I'm saying. What's missing? What's missing from here is people face first in the road, which is insane. I guess they don't have any homeless or poors in Portugal. This town
jumping off the roof.
Yeah, there's a lot of money in this town, I guess.
Damn.
Why aren't they filling up buckets worth? Like,
give me some of that wine.
Getting their bowls and their cups. Like, what are we doing here? There's
no shit.
You'll see in the video. There's no one in it. So I guess what happened was two large tanks, like distillery tanks owned by Lavira Distillery, suddenly gave away on Sunday, like when like a water thing folds over, like a water tower. So both of them
broke.
Yeah, the levee broke on both of them. Someone didn't do their job correctly, overfilled them. Maybe they were tilted at an angle. Maybe the ground was soft from some sort of rainstorm. Who knows? But they both gave out at the same time. They happened to be at the top of a hill on a small town. So it just all went down. Just get a load of this video. Now it's in Portuguese. So I will translate it for you because I have the script here. So this guy's gonna be talking about it, narrating it in Portuguese. Look at that. Oh my God, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I take it back.
Huh. Why doesn't he have a bucket? Why is he? What is he doing?
This reminds me of my ex-wife. She would love this. She loved wine. A real booze bag. She loved wine more than she loved her own kids. She would love this. I hate her. Okay, yes, there you go. Pretty much what he was. But he was, weird reactions. You don't know what you're going to say when you see a river of booze flowing down.
It brings a lot of emotions.
That's a lot more wine than I thought. Like, how big were those fucking things that collapsed.
Huge, enough
The
to
big
fill an
tanks,
Olympic-sized pool. Like all the lanes,
Jesus.
every single lane. You know how like they're like 50 meters long and like 17 lanes wide. Like that's how much.
Did it say how long the wine flowed for, Mark? Like how long did they have a steady flow like that?
So they had to get like all of the firefighters in the area to beat away the homeless. No, to divert to divert the stream from getting into the like large river or lake because they were worried it didn't contaminate the river. Like, okay, I mean, whatever.
Too much
So they like diverted it and got it into like a large field, and it all just ended up in a field, except for one person's basement that got flooded with wine. And you got to hope that person laid down like plastic beforehand, and was able to collect a lot of it because
have a big party, right?
Yeah,
You're gonna get like insurance money anyways.
You don't want to drink like basement wine that lands on like a frat floor type thing. But if you're able to like put something above the surface, you can collect all that wine, right? And that would be cool.
Yeah.
Because
Free
Portuguese
wine,
wine probably pretty good.
You'd literally have a wine cellar, except you wouldn't have I mean, it'd just be a tank of wine tank.
Exactly. Hey guys, you want to go down to the wine tank?
Well, the wine club, you could just sit in it.
Yeah.
You just hang out in
I
the
can't
wine
believe
club.
there weren't people just like fucking drinking it out of the streets.
Yeah, I mean, after a while, after it washed away the initial dirt, after like 10 seconds of a good flow, that's clean wine.
Yeah, it's like a faucet. Yeah,
exactly.
That's
you
clean.
can graph.
If you saw how,
especially from the top, Wes,
Right,
if you did it like on the very top, like skim the surface.
that's what I'm saying. How thick it was. There's a good 3 inches that's not touching the ground whatsoever
not at
that
all.
you can skim from the top. That's just absolutely sanitary wine, right? That's
surprising.
You should
Surprising
be scooping it up.
doing
I kind of want to go to the shelter in Austin, the homeless shelter, like pretend to be homeless, like get all homeless up and like let them know, like, hey, did you hear about Portugal? It's a magical land where wine flows in the streets.
Oh yeah,
Like,
this
what?
is like the oasis to all hobos now.
Yeah,
And
they could.
Get an infection.
How many busloads of Portuguese were headed to that town?
From the cities, too bad for them. It happened in like a rural area. If it is in a city, the hobos would have been living large. I'm with Pepper Life Adventures. YouTube live comment says I would have died that day. Yeah, I mean, I would have been very tempted to just drink as much wine as I possibly could have.
I don't know how people weren't in the streets collecting it. It just doesn't make any sense.
It should have been the biggest party of the year for sure.
Yeah. Everyone's got straws.
Laying down with your mouth open.
Because you could have huge straws and just like drink from the surface.
But it's probably like mostly like older people in that town, right? It's not like a hopping city, right? Where it happened.
Oh, I guess their wine days are over and they don't capitalize on the day that the streets are running full of
All
wine.
they do is drink wine now.
Missed opportunity, right? But they're more at a slow, leisurely pace.
Sure.
Wes.
Sure.
Not during the daylight hours. I mean, they don't even start till
The men in this town should have jumped on this. The men still get hammered every day. They do.
That town? Yeah.
The old men get hammered.
That's right.
The work is done. What else is there to do?
I don't know what they're doing over there. Pretty dumb. It's not going to happen again. Lavira, the wine company, not only lost 2.2 million liters of wine, which is probably expensive, but they also said they will pay for all cleanup costs, including cleaning up the guy's basement and the crops that were destroyed in the.
It's kind of a happy accident. This is like
so.
Your
Lavira's
town's
like,
known for having a wine river, and
but now I want to buy Lavira wine, so they're gonna like make it up in the back end because now like this is a national news story.
Great publicity.
I would never buy Portuguese wine. Now I will probably.
You got to try Vinho Verde. Speaking of Portuguese wines, that's a really. It's like there's like the kind of like a fizzy like white wine that they have there. Tasty.
Nice. Well, there you go. So yeah, they're gonna pay for the cleanup. No word if they're gonna pay for like people's stomachs to get pumped if they did decide to have a party there, but they'll clean it up. Oh, also one last thing. Tim Spector, he's a wine nerd and professor of genetic epidemiology at King's College London. He decided to butt in on this story and get involved with the news story because he just any chance to talk about wine, he's like, yeah, let's do it. He recommends trying hundreds or even thousands of different types of grapes in wine, especially a red type of wine because it gives you health benefits. And he did a study in 2019 that claims, based on UK, US, and Belgian participants, that red varietals will help with gut health. So
Oh yeah, they got that retrovisol or whatever, retrovisol ball.
Yeah.
It's in like grape
That's it.
skins. It's really good for you.
It's the
Some of
grape
it.
skin, so that's why it doesn't
But
work
then
in
you're
wine.
not.
It
it's
doesn't
like
work in white wine because white wine doesn't use the grape skin, so you got
the
red
tannins
wine.
and red is
Yeah,
more healthy, but it doesn't like work. Like you have to have like a small amount. Otherwise it's better to eat grapes, right?
Yeah. He wants to try different. Yeah, this guy's main thing is to go around and convince people that like to drink wine that it's actually healthy and can help your gut health. You fat drunks, like so that's pretty easy,
Right?
So that's a pretty easy sell for that.
No
guy.
way your gut health is being helped after glass 4.
That guy's job is really easy.
Not a chance.
My uncle had all kinds of I think he had like blood cancer. He had like all these crazy diseases. The doctors were like, gave him like a year to live, and he ended up living like 10 more years or something crazy. And he literally gives all the credit to how much red wine he was drinking. He believes the red wine saved his life.
Antioxidants, shitloads. It's like it is one of the most packed by far. And there's that old French lady who smoked a pack a day, drank a bottle of red wine a day. She lived till she was forever old.
Better for you than scotch, probably.
Yes, as far as the alcohol, I think it's like without a doubt, right? Guinness and red wine are like the top 2 healthiness. Real quick before we get into the last story of the day, Polar Nights comments, awesome. This is like the perfect evolution of beard growth, which is a great point. He commented on Twitch, by the way. You can watch on Twitch too now, not just youtube.com/hardfactornews, but Twitch as well. And Wes has the light stubble. I've got a little bit more, and then Mark's got the full beard. It's like if you're watching, it's like a complete evolution of facial hair.
Pretty good comment.
Yeah, I mean he's right. He's right on about it.
He's
right from Polar Nights. Yeah, it's a really good observation. Just totally accurate.
Polar Nights is 1 for 1 on comments.
Twitch commenters coming up big. All right, let's take it to the last story of the day, to Space Mountain. Don't have the helmet today, but it's time to take another trip out to space, and this time may be crazier than ever before, because we might be actually like getting close to some contact here, guys. First up, the James Webb Telescope has discovered a planet 8 times bigger than the Earth and probably covered completely in liquid water. This is what they tweet on September 11th. They say the Webb Telescope has detected carbon dioxide and methane in the atmosphere of exoplanet K2-18b, a potentially habitable world over 8 times bigger than Earth. Webb's data suggests the planet might be covered in ocean with a hydrogen-rich atmosphere to boot. So we're talking about a full-blown big Earth. We're talking
water world.
Yeah.
Whoa.
K2-18b.
Dude, can you imagine the fucking sea monsters on that behemoth?
Yeah. 8 times bigger.
Whoa.
But they're saying, I don't know what this graph means right here.
Get their asses kicked.
This graph, they claim, means that K2-18b is like you could live there potentially
for a few minutes until a giant megalodon ate your face off.
Or Godzilla eats you, whatever.
How far away is it? 2 billion light years.
Wes, it's a good question you asked there. It is 120 million light years from Earth, or 120 light years from Earth. I can't tell. I don't know space distances. But basically, it's in the constellation Leo
to travel these days.
Right, it's in the constellation Leo.
Million years away.
Well, we're gonna need some cryopods, some freezing of humans, or robots that seed the planet with humans, something like that. And we'd have to travel.
Might wake up with some muscle
faster.
Muscle dystrophy, jiggly muscles from the 78-year flight, and
we're probably centuries off from being able to travel to K2-18b, but we're talking about it nonetheless. Okay. And also, fun fact: did you know that they're called Hycean exoplanets? Hycean exoplanets, ones that have the potential to possess a hydrogen-rich atmosphere and a water, ocean-covered surface, just like Earth. So that's what they're looking for with the James Webb, is Hycean planets, exoplanets.
Look a little closer, fellas.
Right. They don't have the telescopes to look under the sea for the sea monsters yet, but that's coming, Mark. That's coming. And
that will be cool once we can just have a surface level, just live view of these planets,
like a periscope on another planet.
What's going on?
It would be nice just for like the documentaries, because remember that documentary exactly? Remember the documentary where they did it like a year or two ago, where they're like, "Here's what species could like on planets," and they just totally
that shitty
fabricated every
documentary.
species.
Well, you
Like,
know what?
these-
No,
it was just different birds with feathers.
Mark, you never know that right. The ones the AI generation or whatever.
Yeah, it was just like this planet
that show,
could have
that
these
show was ridiculous.
species, which was just all bullshit.
Yeah.
But Wes, your idea about the intergalactic surveillance system, you're on the right path, my friend, because that's like what Avi Loeb, a former Hard Factor guest, Harvard professor, the guy who I think he found the first like space metal like confirmed, right?
Mhm.
And then also Elon Musk, like eventually they probably want to deploy these like drone like non-piloted, just completely robotic systems to do more space surveillance and hopefully catch some aliens like live on the surface somewhere, right? But unfortunately for Mark, if you're worried about the ocean monsters 120 light years away, next up we got some potentially a little bit closer to home. And by that I mean a lot more closer to home and a lot more terrifying because of the proximity. The Indian Chandrayaan-3 moon lander immediately detected seismic activity on the south pole of the moon. And this isn't normal, from what I gather. India Space Research tweeted on August 31st, they say, in situ scientific experiments, instrument for the Lunar Seismic Activity ILSA payload on Chandrayaan-3 lander, the first micro electromechanical systems MEMS technology-based instrument on the moon, has recorded the movements of rover and other payloads, as in seismic movements. There's a graph there that accompanies it. Additionally, it has recorded an event appearing to be a natural one on August 26, 2023. The source of this event is still under investigation. So
I'll tell you what this means.
Yeah.
It means that the Indian people can't keep a secret and no one looped them in on the life on the moon. Like, that's what it means. It means that the Indians can't keep a secret. That's what this means.
It really could.
Yeah.
Could mean 2 earthquakes on the moon. Could mean two meteor impacts on the moon. Could also be aliens having a party.
There's like U.S., Japanese, and like Russian officials being like, "Oh, you idiots! Why did you tell everyone?"
Yeah. So, I mean, basically, we might have aliens inside the moon, and India unwittingly revealed that to the rest of the world. So
it's amazing.
Maybe it'll push them out,
Yeah.
Coax them out a little bit.
I think that they're happy. I think they're happy underneath the surface and just wish the Indians would shut up. I think, yeah. I think the aliens might be intelligent underneath the surface of Mars on the moon. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe so. Or on Planet 9 or whatever, Planet
humans
X,
up
the
there.
one that's lurking out there. Who knows? Who knows? Lots of mystique going on with the movement under the lunar surface that India is studying. And finally, guys, the UFO whistleblower named Dave Grusch, who testified to our friend U.S. Representative Nancy Mace about alien bodies having been recovered as part of secret UFO retrieval programs. He has now tripled down on all of that. He's got a new documentary out on YouTube. It's on the Jesse Michaels channel, where he addresses his critics and doubters like myself, who wonder if he may be a patsy, like some of the guys who worked on Project Blue Book and other federal government UFO projects before him in the past that ended up to be like sort of disinformation or sort of like discrediting efforts for UFOs in the end. But Dave Grusch claims it's all on the level. He's telling the truth, and that he's just a mouthpiece for a much larger group who's still active inside the surface and doesn't want to come public with their identities because they want to keep their jobs, but they want the truth about UFOs to be known to the public. That's what Grusch is
What
claiming.
was his position in the government? Like,
He's saying they're happy about him. He's saying they're happy that he's doing
No. He's saying that they can't refute him because then they'd have to give up which contractors and which contracts they're refuting exist.
Did he make good money? He made good money.
Yeah, no, he's an Afghanistan veteran, and he also he was very high officer in the Air Force.
Okay,
yeah,
so it looked like a nice deck, is all I'm saying. Where they're doing his interview and his
the wiring.
Oh yeah,
the wiring.
Yeah, that looked like a rich person deck.
It is rich.
Yeah, he's made some money.
Yeah,
in his
I was
career.
wondering if it was like the Patsy thing, like maybe pay.
Who knows, Mark? That's why.
Or for some career earnings and good investment.
Look, there's a lot of people trying to smear his name. There's
that's a rich person's deck. Is all.
There's other reports out about his history. Whatever legal and whatnot. So just look, people are trying to smear him. He claims it's all on the level. He's telling you the truth. Who knows? We'll see if they get that skiff for Congress in the end or not. But Grusch insists that he is not bullshitting.
Look at that.
It's the wiring that
The wiring, custom
Oh,
wiring.
God.
yeah.
In
Well,
the
look,
Pines, West.
You can tell how high it is in the air,
Yeah,
too. Look,
right.
I mean, that's
custom wiring in the Pines.
I mean, maybe that house is on a hill, or maybe that's a 3 to 4 story house.
Oh, he lives in a nice area. I was actually trying to see if he lives in the nice part of Reno after watching that, because he lives in a nice part, like maybe
nice
close
house.
to Tahoe. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's in the
Might be on
Pines.
his
He's
roof.
You can
He's
see
in a
that deck from
custom.
space.
No, it's a custom deck, Wes. I mean, it's
Yeah.
got to be a top floor deck,
Yeah,
just
that's
totally custom.
Crow's nest.
Real nice.
Nice
The crow's
deck.
nest. You're right, Mark. Yeah. But he insists he's not bullshitting, guys, and that he's not paid by the government to tell you lies. And his claims match up with other people like Bob Lazar, and even as far back as the Twining memo in 1947, where the Air Force was documenting that they thought UFOs were real and flying all over the place at the time. So it would make sense, if that's the case, that we would want to get our hands on the crash materials, since the technology is allegedly so vastly superior to ours. But I mean, I don't know what you call it, the frog of war in UFO talk, but it's never been thicker. I mean, you can't tell.
Guy's got to stop inviting people to his house.
Yeah. Right. Because you see the deck and you're like, how is he this rich?
Yeah.
And telling us aliens are real.
He's got the house like from that guy that's like in shape, that has like the opening scenes, like 6 Lamborghinis and
Right.
pool, and he's like, you don't need to go to school to be rich.
Exactly.
You know, like,
Is it wrong?
speech.
Does it say something about us that like I would trust more a guy that looks like Randy Quaid in Independence Day telling me the aliens were real
than a rich guy on the crow's nest?
this guy on his deck?
Yeah. Where'd he get all that fucking money?
He's answering questions about his deck right there.
Yeah.
Well, we went through about 3 designers and then 2 contractors, and finally settled on a guy here in town. And
What do you think of the stain?
Yeah.
We must have tried out 15.
These wires were my wife's idea.
Speaking of aliens, Will, if he is one, which I think he might be,
Could be.
Elon Musk has now is populating the earth with alien babies. 11.
It's true, 11. Now.
Third one with Grimes. Now his 11th child. He's just
Dude,
making
you
a
got
mockery of
Grimes
Nick,
again?
making a mockery of Nick Cannon and Eddie Murphy's exploits. 11 children this guy has.
It's impressive. What is he doing with that? What has he got to prove with
He
all
might
these
be an
kids?
alien. I'm saying he might have like
Maybe.
he's like his kids,
Seeding the humans.
or he saw the movie Idiocracy and he got so pissed that like stupid people are breeding, that he's like, I'm smart, I'm gonna breed smart kids.
Damn.
Fuck that movie Idiocracy.
What is he, part Mexican?
Yeah, no, I think Mark's honestly, he could be the Nordic blonde. Remember the guy was talking about the Nordic blondes? They just walk around. He could just dye his hair black, and he's like a Nordic. He's impregnating all the Earth women. So check out why he's so rich. Live commenter Ryan says, I used to deliver furniture by the Air Force Academy, and I delivered over $15K each in patio furniture to multiple Air Force members living on base. Yeah,
So that means either 1, they make a lot of money, or 2, they just love patio furniture, or both.
They're outdoorsy because
those
they're
guys love
pilots and
patio,
whatnot, and then they're also they get paid too. Yeah,
right.
They get
all right.
Yeah. Well, it's a
nice deck is all I'm saying. I'm not implying anything other than he's got a nice house.
It's a nice deck. When you learn to fly a plane, you get a deck like that. I bet that guy knows how to fly a plane.
Yeah.
And that's it for Hard Factor today. Time to spin that fucking wheel.
Time to spin the fucking. Here we go for a cup of coffee in the big.
Guy's got a lot to lose with that house if he's really.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah, like you should be.
Guy's got a whole lot to lose. Is all I'm saying.
Wes again. Wes
double dip.
More to come for sure on Grusch and the whole UFO thing. I think we need to talk to Nancy Mace, maybe even Avi Loeb again about it at some point. More to come for sure on the aliens and the UFOs. Thank you for listening or watching, however you do it, as always, and supporting the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to Hard Factor News on YouTube to make me bleach the mustache and stop talking about it finally. Also, follow at Hard Factor News on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook while you're at it, because you could also push us to the numbers there to make me bleach it, but YouTube's going to be your safest route, easiest route. Only like 8 or 900 more to go to get the 10K. Submit your stuff to Pat for the Hive 5 at the end of this week right now. That's Apple 5-star reviews, Apple Podcast 5-star reviews, Spotify 5-star reviews, voicemails to 512-270-1480, or you can email them to hardfactorvoicemail@gmail.com. submit them if you want to hear it back in the high five. And send it to Pat, DM Pat. He's on it this week. Patreon.com/hardfactor. Support the boys and get bonus content while you're at it. Store.hardfactor.com for incredible merch to rep the pod in the wild. But most importantly, get out there and go have yourselves a great fucking day.